Good evening, everyone. What's up, Mel? What's up, Hybrid? What's up, TM Lent? How is everyone? Give everybody some time to jump in here. I think Hero is passed out in the chair, so she will probably attend late at some point. How's everybody doing? Hybrid, where did you have to go? Welcome, Blame Tag. So, Blame Tag, do you want to? I know you posted on Twitter. Would you like to put a statement in the chat as to what you were doing, in case anybody missed it, as far as abandoning ship? And I don't really blame you because, I haven't been as active on it. I mean, I've had a lot of different things that I'm doing or whatnot, so I'm not like on Twitter all the time at this point. So it is what it is. Mount Juliet, Tennessee. Doing what? Oh, you took a week off? That's good. That's nice. Probably going to be a slow night tonight, which is fine. So how's everybody's week been? Blame Tank says, the discourse around the shit that happened today and the immediate misinformation campaign around it was just the last straw for me. I'm going to try to stay off for a while. I understand. I try not, and that's the thing. I scroll through Twitter and I look for your guys' posts and, and give you likes and whatnot and stuff like that. I really, steer away from, topics that are controversial. What happened today was terrible. And the way I look at it is those are children. I'm a parent. I don't give a fuck who did it, why they did it, how they did it. I give a fuck that it happened, but I don't want to get into the weeds of politicizing, children's deaths. And it's just something I refuse to do. And, and I thought about it, Blame Tag, when you messaged me, that you were splitting. And we've talked about it ad nauseum. I wish there was a place we could go that we could share work stories and talk about the business and talk about how it sucks, that has strict rules, that there's no politics and there's no religion and or sexual orientation. All that shit's off limits. No, I don't consider that censorship. I consider that decorum. These are things that cause people to fight. These are things that cause people to get angry. And, when you're on Twitter and you have a quote unquote retail community, that's really kind of all we're concerned about. We don't need to get, all this other bullshit. And it's kind of depressing because there's not a true, and people would say Reddit, but Blame Tag, as you know, Reddit is not what people make it out to be. It's a hate farm too over there. Because it's almost like people, upvote, downvote, and do shit for clout and all this other stuff. Oh, look at all the karma I have and what. Oh, fuck all that shit, man. Why can we not have a place to go and talk about all this shit and not have to worry about all the other outside noise? Our lives are hard enough as it is in the job that we're in. I mean, God, look at what Philly Essentials going through with the water rush. It's real shit that we deal with. it's a hard enough time for a lot of us that we don't need to hear all the shit. And TM Lims, you're right. We do have that set up right here. I just wish more people would come. You know, I don't know what the answer is to get people here. I really don't. You know, I try not to focus on numbers, and I look at some of the analytics and whatnot. And it's funny because it really does seem like, as of late, the videos that have the most bitching are the ones that are the most viewed. And like I said, I'm not trying to monetize that shit or anything. I don't care. I mean, what you guys don't see is I get all the stuff on the backside when I do the podcast, the audio side of it. And that does very well, believe it or not. And, you know, that's not monetized either. It's kind of cool to see that, you know, I had this email come through that the Retail War Zone was the 116th ranked podcast in India for society and lifestyle. I'm like, well, that's something, you know. But you're right. I mean, we do have that here, you know, especially Monday nights. And what I'm seeing is Monday nights is a little bit more appealing to people, I guess. I don't know, because, you know, it's chat driven, it's story driven. You know, for a while when we would do episodes on Wednesday nights based around topics, they would do okay, but it's like the educational part of it is lost on everybody now, and it's more about the rants and whatnot, and that's okay too. I don't have a problem with that. So, check the chat here as I rambled on. Blame Hybrid says cleaning up that district before the board of directors came, but the head board member for retail got sick, so they canceled. Oh, that's always good, isn't it? Blame Tank says, yeah, I need to go back to only using the list feature. Yeah. TM Lynn says, I was working and am not called up. Have only heard that it happened. Got you. Rules and censorship aren't necessarily the same thing. Correct. And then touching on what you said, have that right here. Blame Tech says, yeah, I've been down on Reddit too. Retail Hell is really the only one I can fuck with. Well, we know who one of the moderators there is. I hope you know who one of the mods is there. And that's why. All the rest of it, I mean, there for a while, there were people coming into the Retail Warzone subreddit that were deliberately coming in downvoting shit. And I'm like, if you don't want to be here, don't fucking be here. And that's my argument with it. If you don't like it, that's cool. Get the fuck out. You know, it's why are you, you know, what, you know, what fucking are you trying to accomplish here? And so that's why I backed off of it. That's why I killed the fucking sub. I mean, you can't ever delete a sub, but you can put it private. And that's what I did. And, you know, it's just better that way. And, you know, Blame Tag, as you've seen, you know, people, they don't even read shit. I mean, how many times have you had something go up on, you know, Reddit that people think you were being serious and they skip the whole fucking satire thing? I know it's a lot. Mad Dog says, I'm going to miss you guys tonight in the stupid Florida. So are you in the stupid Florida for work real quick? Because that's got to be hell. Because it's Florida. Let's see. TM Lynn says, I play Magic the Gathering and one of the YouTube personalities posted the same video, one with a positive title and one negative. Guess which one the algorithm pushed? The negative, right? Am I correct? Oh, Hero has awakened. Welcome. I wasn't going to wake you up. Don't get mad at me. You worked hard today. So if you want to sleep, sleep. I don't care. Blaine Texas says, yeah, that particular mod has been very positive about my articles and my posts. Of course he was. Of course. By far, it wasn't even close. Yeah, I know the algorithm has something to do with it. And then again, too, you look at the numbers and you're like, okay, percentage watched. And none of that stuff really matters to me because it's a very core group of people that we have here. And the goal is to grow that core group of people. You know, if we get some fly-by-night people that see it and they think it's cool, that's great. But when you get the people that just click on it and like, oh, this isn't for me, you know, it hurts stats or whatnot. that I don't give a shit about. So it's like whatever. And, we had a new sub today. We're at 367 on YouTube. Like I said, this year I'd like for it to be the year of outreach, but I'd like for it to be organic. I don't want anybody subbing or whatnot just for the sake of doing so. Come join the fun. Come join the fray. Show up on a Monday night. Spill your guts. We're not for people that are looking for some compelling thing to watch on YouTube, unless you're in the business and you're really dialed into it. Like I said, come commune with us. This is like the most hate-filled kumbaya on the face of the planet, but for good reason. TM Lynn says, some people feel the need to shit on everything. That is true. That is true. Blaine Tyke says, uncountable. Reddit just doesn't get satire. No, they don't. Reddit's a strange place. When you first start on this journey of doing this kind of stuff, you read about, oh, Reddit's the place to go. That's where you're going to explode. No. My history at Reddit started in retail hell, where I posted this big, huge post about, I used to be a store manager, and now my goal is to kind of right the wrongs that I took part in, because of what the job was. And, and that got, rave attention or whatnot. And then, you start the podcast, and it really, what it comes down to, if you're self-promoting something, or they think you're self-promoting, they wash their hands of you. It's just like negative. And we have somebody that takes, and I'm going to say this again, I would really like for it to stop, to be honest with you, because of how that community is over there. There's somebody that likes to take our Wednesday night videos and post them all over the fucking place on Reddit. And all sorts of different, subreddits that it really doesn't belong there. And sure, you get views, and sure, it kills everything. People over there don't like it, and that's okay. You don't have to like it. I'm fine with that. I will sleep just as good at night if you don't like it as if you did. So please, if you're one of those people, I know who you are. All right. I know your username. I appreciate it. I really do. Just stop. It's not helping. It causes more problems than anything. If anything, if this thing was to explode, let it explode organically. I'm not pushing this shit down people's throats. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Twitch. I'm on YouTube. That's it. That's the only place I'm putting it. And I'm not going to spam it. Once it's done, it's done. And so I appreciate people trying to help, but it's only a select group of people that are going to dig what we do. So thank you, but stop. What else we got here? Hero says, I was the tired. Yes, you were. Blame Taker says, I can get a lot of views off Reddit, but they're not good views. Correct. They don't engage with the blog. That's the thing. You get clicks, and that's fantastic. But they might read the first paragraph and be like, fuck this, I'm out. It's the same thing with the videos. I can go in and look and say, okay, Reddit redirected this. And when Reddit brings it in, they're watching like 2 minutes. Okay. So, so and I've messed with, I was messing with TikTok for a while. I mean, it's still there. I'll put stuff on it, but I'm not doing it, religiously anymore, because it didn't really do anything. It's cool to have it there, but I'm not focused on that nonsense. Plus, that's just going to wind up getting banned anyway. Watch. It's going to be so, man, can you imagine the meltdown when they finally fucking ban TikTok in the United States? These kids are going to lose their fucking minds. And you know what? I'm all for it, because quit making videos going into retail stores, doing stupid shit, making our jobs harder. So ban the fuck out of it. I don't care. Hybrid says, just thought of an idea for an episode: single parents in retail and how they deal with work while taking care of their little ones. You know what? That's a good thing. That's good because that's coming up on something that Irish actually had recommended as well, because Irish's wife is visiting family, and he has the kid, and he's by himself. So Wednesday night, unless something changes, he's not going to be on the show. And he brought up the point about parenting in retail. So, Hybrid, you should feel privileged. You are on the same brainwave length as Irish. That's impressive. Yeah, you're like soulmates from across the sea. So that's cool. That's very, very cool. So yeah, that's coming. So I'll add that in with that when we do it. I mean, you're 100% right. I can't imagine being a single. Oh, well, because you're Irish. Well, there you go. There you go. Y'all got it. Y'all got it figured out. And Hero, same. Lived parenting in retail. It's hard. You know, I'm thankful our kids are at the age that they are, especially with the shit that went down today. You know, you guys don't have any idea how thankful I am for online school. I think it's fantastic. More of it. You know, if there was some big push to get students back to the classroom like there is, you know, canceling remote work, you're going to see me on fucking national news. No, not happening. So, Mad Dog says she's in Orlando. Nice. TM Lynn says, I've never been on Reddit in my life. Reddit's kind of cool, to be honest with you, for a lot of different things. You know, people post stuff that's good, but then when you get into the comments section, the wheels come off the fucking wagon tremendously. Let's see. Hero says, blame tag, you got me for like 5 to 6 seconds the other day. I was scrolling through Instagram and your article about Google AI or something like that popped up, and I was like, what? Mind blown. Then saw it was you and was like, oh, see, blame tag, you're getting there. Sometimes truth is stranger than fiction. 90 minutes from blame tag, Mad Dog. TM Lynn says Super Bowl ad next year for the channel. Where's the money going to come for that? You see how much that shit costs? Mel says TikTok is on my last nerve. Yeah, these TikTok challenges and whatnot have made our jobs more difficult. And I think that you should be allowed, if you realize that somebody's in your store doing a TikTok challenge, I think it should be perfectly acceptable to give them a full clothesline and knock them on their ass with no repercussions. I think you should be able to just beat the fuck out of them. Because, you know, what was that one a while back where they were going in grabbing gallons of milk and just spilling it and shit? Man, I would fucking clock somebody and not care. Because we know where all the weapons are in the store. Whatever. just whatever. It's nonsense. TM Lynn says they'll move on to the next thing. Yeah, you're right. You're 100% correct. You know, Instagram was going to be the big thing, and it was doing well until TikTok came along, and then TikTok pulled everybody in, and it's just nonsense, really. It's all nonsense. Let's see. Hybrid says, not him, but I'm 70% Irish. I still have my grandparents' boat tickets from the 40s. Oh, that's cool. Like Hero said, that is cool. Hybrid says, make a call-out sheet for the episode, and I'll share it on Facebook. See if I can get anyone. Okay. Hero says, Reddit is a rabbit hole of epic proportions. It is. TM Lynn says, hack the network like the late 80s Max Headroom one in Chicago. That would be cool. Warzone Headroom. Let's go. You know, it would be kind of cool to hack like a news broadcast and start talking about capitalism and completely read off something that the jailbroke Chat GPT read about retail. That'd be fantastic. You know, that we are AI, you know, it like do like the anonymous thing. Let's see. Mel says it's not the challenges. There are people actually live streaming while helping customers, and they're completely ignoring the customers to chat with the people on the damn TikTok. What the fuck? Yep. Wow, that's stupid. Let's see. Blame Tyke says, we've had a manager get physical with one of them because they were harassing customers. I remember you telling me about that. That's cool. I'd love to see video of that. It'd be great. Hero says, go Waffle House on their TikTok asses. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yep. Welcome, Iron Maiden. Hey, party people. Hey, party maiden. Welcome. TM Lynn says, I'm kind of surprised Anonymous hasn't done similar hack yet. Yeah, but I don't think Anonymous is as big as they used to be. I think that group's a little smaller. I think once the FBI and the CIA and all the other Five Eyes intelligence community got a hold of a lot of them, they shrank real fast. So yeah, wild shit. How's the inflation in your guys' area? Still kind of insane around here. Hired them all. Yeah, that's what they want you to think, Steve. It's not that I think it, I know it. Man, look, if people don't understand how advanced the surveillance is in this world, boy, they're going to be really upset when they find out some other things. Oh, my cat's crying in the background. That is no good. Cannoli, what's wrong? See, now she won't do it. But anyway, there's a door in her way. She does not like doors at all. But yeah, I mean, it's, talking about inflation. All right. So I don't, a hero, valid point. She had a medicine that we sell go from $9 to $20. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world. I mean, there's war, there's school shootings, there's, all the stock, oh, God forbid, the stock market fails and the banks fail, right? Oh, today is Mr. PP's 10th birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. PP, because Mr. PP has had several pictures of watching the retail war zone. Momentous occasion. How old is 10 years in cat years? I know it's older than 10. Hybrid says people are already used to prices. They're the new normal. See, bingo. That's it. Everybody's been conditioned now. Oh, Miss PP's. Sorry. People have been conditioned to these high prices. And when sell prices come up, it's going to be the original price. And people think they'll get a value while these companies are doubling the fucking profit. And I don't give a fuck what your political sway is, whether you are blue or you're red, or you hate the president or you love the president. That shit needs to be investigated because the costs haven't went up that much. Companies are doing it now because everybody else is doing it, and they're waiting for somebody to get caught. We need a big retailer or a big grocer to get busted that is price gouging, and then it'll all come back down. But somebody's got to push that issue. Somebody's got to do the work to find out that that's what's happening. But that's exactly what's happening. Price gouging. Completely. It's like the wild, wild fucking West with pricing. And they're pricing the middle class and the lower class out of fucking existence. I mean, there's some things that aren't raising a whole lot because of competition in the area, like milk. A gallon of milk, $3, and it has to be $3 because Walmart's down the street. But then you get into the egg thing. And then you get into I was telling somebody the other day, we live in a world where a 4-pack of Land O'Lakes, which isn't a huge brand name. To me, I would think Country Crock is a bigger brand name than Land O'Lakes. However, a 4-pack of Land O'Lakes unsalted butter sticks is $5 fucking. $5. So if you work minimum wage for 1 hour, 5 out of the 7.25, you can buy some butter. Oh, come on, man. That's not how it used to be, for sure. Hybrid, you're right. They did investigate and they didn't do a damn thing about it. I remember posting out on Twitter too. You know, it was energy, it was housing, and it was food. Um, out of hand. Katie Porter and her whiteboard from. Yes, I've seen that, but guess what? Nothing's happened with it. That's the big thing. Um, you know, it's stupid. I mean, you know, like Hot Pockets. Hot Pockets now are like damn near $4 a box. I remember, and this is only a few years ago, they were like less than $2 for Hot Pockets. This is not like some fancy schmancy food you're going to eat. They're fucking Hot Pockets. And it's just getting insane. You know, what I would like to do is for a future episode, and I would post something on Twitter or something to kind of prompt this. It would be cool to get pictures from all across the United States, because a lot of us, I mean, we're not in the same place. You know, like say one day, send us your picture of a price tag at your local grocery store for a country crock tub of, you know, family size tub of butter or a dozen eggs or what, and compile that stuff over a few months and then do an episode about it and talking about wages, how this is what you can afford. You know, we're missing the point where they talk about wages and how much you need to earn to afford an apartment. That's great. But are you taking into consideration how much you got to pay for groceries? I mean, shit. You know, today I got off work and I spent $20 roughly on groceries. I had 2 bags and they weren't full. 3 technically, because I didn't want to crush the donuts. But anyway, you know, whereas, you know, there was a back-to-back day where I didn't buy a lot of shit. I was just basic stuff where I spent $50 the first day and $50 the second day for nothing. You know, I spent $100 in less than 24 hours on groceries that aren't going to last me more than a couple of days. It's like, what the fuck, man? Hero says you could have it on your website. This Week in Grocery. Yeah, we could. That's another thing. She's perfectly right. We could have it. You know, you guys send me pictures that we pick an item, all right? And, you know, what's your price? What state are you in? And throw that up and then ask the question. If the cost hasn't changed in manufacturing it, why is, you know, there's this fluctuation in price? It's fucking insanity. Maiden says the local food pantries here are struggling to keep up with the demand from people who need food and can't afford it. Yes. Yes. And that's another thing. You know, I know states, you know, they have EBT, okay? And that's great. No problem with that whatsoever. You know, but given the state of affairs over the United States, why are we basing an EBT benefit off of pre-tax earnings? Because when your taxes come out or you've got insurance come out, you ain't making shit. You know, they're basing everything on your gross instead of your net. Does that not seem backwards to everybody? Honestly? And then for all the people to say, oh, well, we should do away with that. Okay, fine, cool. Fucking pay everybody, for God's sake. Pay people so they don't have to be on it. But no, we don't want to do that, right? Right? Jailbroken ChatGPT called it. It's the capitalist system, right? Hybrid hooligan, I would say if we want to do like just for an experiment. All right, so calling it right now, like Hero says, 1 gallon of 2% store brand. So if it's Kroger, it's a Kroger brand. If it's Piggly Wiggly, it's Piggly Wiggly. If it's Publix, it's Publix. So store brand. So do private label. And I think this would be something interesting if we do this every week to chart it. This could be something historical, because it's data. It's data. It's real numbers. Numbers are agnostic. They don't lie. So, it would be interesting to see. It's like it confuses me because we all know the cost of living in California is higher than everywhere else. I've still yet to figure why the fuck that is. So if we're getting a gallon of milk here in, South Carolina for $3, why in the heavenly fuck is it $7 in California? California's not special. Milk's milk. So why is it? And that's the thing that kills me about all the people that get pissed off about, oh, you can't raise the minimum wage because prices will go up. You guys have been bent over for years taking price increases from the government like it's nobody's business, and you don't bat an eye. But you want to pay a fucking cashier at McDonald's $1 more an hour, and you're like, oh, the world is going to end. And that's the thing about the podcast that I really wish would kind of stick and get people to understand is that for years they've been getting screwed by an entity way bigger than the businesses we work in, and yet they've been convinced that it's our fault. That's the hugest thing. Easy cheese was also $5. Okay, shrinkflation and 2. All right, so that's an important thing. I would challenge, and we can't now because we can't go back in time 10 months. But I can promise you 10 months ago, a bag of Doritos had more Doritos in it than it does now. But it's the same price if they didn't raise it. Or it's less Doritos and they raise the price. You're paying more money for air. Great. Albert says, I know damn well my breakfast sandwich. Yeah. Like I say, we go to McDonald's a lot. Our biscuits haven't shrunk. I will give them that. And McDonald's, I'm not a big McDonald's fan, but in the morning, breakfast at McDonald's ain't bad. And Hero's a big advocate of the McDonald's app, and there's every day it's a 20% off your order. So that's pretty good value, to be honest with you. And because the biscuits haven't gotten smaller. But I will say, if you live in Georgia and you ever go to a Martin's, it sucks going anywhere else that sells biscuits. Hybrid, you're in Georgia. Have you had Martin's? If you haven't, please take the time to do so. And if you like sausage gravy, please make sure to get the gravy biscuits. Blame Texas. Jerome Powell said that companies overspending on pizza for employees is causing inflation. Yeah. Yep. Well, here's the thing. We live in a country that is absolutely just fucking printing money out of nowhere. I mean, why do people go to jail for counterfeit money? Really wrap your head around that for a minute. How do we know that the money the government is not getting is fucking monopoly money? We don't, but they get away with it. We're so far in fucking debt to other fucking countries because we've outsourced so much dumb shit. I think they should abolish punishing people for printing money because seemingly we can just print money ad nauseum and it not matter, right? Hybrid says, I can for sure I have plenty out of date from last year. Oh, okay. Hero says we'll cycle through some basics for a year. Milk, bread, eggs, American cheese, sugar, 1 pound of hamburger meat, can of beans, box of rice. Everybody take that down. I think that is perfect. I think that's perfect. So we'll do that once a month. So if you're here, and I'll post it on Twitter maybe tomorrow or whatnot. We'll do it like one item a month until we run out of the list. So for this month, milk. Next month, bread. The month after, eggs. The month after, store brand cheese, sugar, etc. And it'd be kind of cool. And I'll compile all this stuff. And what I'll do is when we get through the list, I mean, this is, yes, store brand hybrid, private label, every bit of it. So if it's like Publix, Kroger, whatever. But what we can do is we can compile it and have like a blowout episode where we have compared all of that and start asking questions as to why. Hybrid says, do you think Martin's not that expensive? Now, 40 minutes away, yeah. With gas, yeah. But have you ever had it, Hybrid? I'm just curious. If you haven't had it, I'm sorry. But if you have had it, I think you would almost think 40-minute drive would be worth it, to be honest with you. Maiden says, the stuff I used to buy to ball on a budget is now the same price as the stuff I would splurge on. The splurge stuff, forget it. It's like shopping at Whole Foods when you go into Ingles now. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just going to leave it at that. Yes. Yes. Here we go. So Hero getting mad at me. I watch all these cooking videos at night because I do a lot of cooking. It doesn't mean I'm good at it, all right? But I do a lot of cooking. And we're watching this one guy I like watching on I think it's Brian Langstrom. That might be, I probably botched his name. But anyway, he made biscuits and homemade biscuits, and they were square. And obviously for the last 24 hours, Hero has been pissed off that they were not round. And he explains in the video why they're not round. And she mad. She mad. Okay, Hybrid, next time you're close to a Martin's, I would actually recommend you go get some biscuits and gravy. As long as you like sausage gravy, because that's what it is, it's sausage gravy. And then you can send me a thank you card. That'd be nice to get a thank you card from Hybrid because it's amazing. On the other side of Atlanta, where we were at, Kennesaw, Dallas, all those places, the line is like around the building in the morning. That's how good it is, honestly. So I hope you get the chance to eat it. So Hybrid, let me ask you, have you had Ted's Montana Grill by any chance? Blaine says, I'll watch it. Yes. Are they not great? It's like, hey, Bri, I found him through Sam the Cooking Guy. I love Sam the Cooking Guy. He's my favorite, YouTube quote unquote cooker / chef. I like Sam the Cooking Guy. I like Guga. I like Bri and Joshua whatever. And I like Uncle Roger. Uncle Roger's great. Especially anytime he roasts Jamie Oliver. That's always hilarious. Maiden says, hey, I've had some awesome square biscuits. See, it's not the shape, it's the taste. Sam the Cooking Guy, yes, he is. Hybrid says, just saw the menu and the prices in bad. Nah, not worth it. And Hero says, hashtag not sponsored. But yes, Sam the Cooking Guy is amazing. I love Sam the Cooking Guy. Today's video was he dry aged a brisket for 90 days and then sous vide it, which I'm not into that shit, and then smoked it. Now, what I want to ask everybody here, this is totally random, and I have no shame in what I eat. How does everybody here like their steak? I'm just curious. I'll go ahead and say I'm a medium well guy. I like it to be pink. I don't like it to be bleeding. It's just a thing. That's the way I was raised. Okay. So how does everybody like their steak? Just curious. Ready, set, go. No, Hero, don't. I'm just asking everybody. So Hybrid says he doesn't like steak, and somebody needs to fix that problem. Steak is delicious. TM Lynn says cooked. I'm not picky, just not well done. Okay, fair. Blame taking the same cooking guys' videos are too long for me. They're great. I implore you to watch them all. Medium. I am Corey B. I'll have to check it out. Medium well. All right, Mel. That's where I'm at. Like when I cook steak at home, I'm okay with it being pink, and I'm actually okay with a little bit of red. Because when you let it rest, it goes up like 5 degrees or whatnot. But I don't want it raw. I'm sorry, and I'm sorry to offend anybody. I think medium's fucking raw. If there's blood coming out of it, you're not doing it right. Because at that point, just go eat a person, right? John Haywood says raw. Of course you do, and you cut the shit, fucker. Hybrid says I get my burgers medium well. Medium well, yeah, I got that. Maiden says this is illegal, Steve. Okay, but raw, no. It's got to be dead. I mean, if it's raw, you just killed it. And why? It doesn't take. I mean, how many of us have cut ourselves like on a finger and immediately you go like that? Does your blood taste that good? No, it doesn't. You're like, ooh, that's nasty. But you're okay with cow blood? And I'm not judging. You do you. But if you're in my home, I'm not going to cook a steak like that for you. And I cook some fucking fantastic steaks, just to let you know. Blame takes a Zoom baby. I like it raw. ODB. Yeah, exactly, TM Lens. That's where I'm at. As long as it's not dry. I'm okay with it being pink. I'm not okay with it fucking bleeding out, needing a fucking Band-Aid or a tourniquet. All right, it's okay. But some people do, and that's okay. You do you. But if you ever come to my home and I cook you a steak, you ain't getting that. I'm not doing this shit like just put it on, just put it on its side for 2 seconds and flip it for 2 more seconds. No, because I don't want to get sued for killing you because it was undercooked and you got some sort of bacteria. No, you go to a restaurant and get that shit. Now, as far as me as burgers, I'm okay with medium well up to well done. I'm okay as long as it's a good burger. I mean, think about where you go to get burgers. Like, my favorite burger in the world is Ted's Montana Grill. All right, my second favorite burger, and this is going to shock some people if you're familiar with that restaurant, is fucking Culver's. Culver's ain't giving you anything pink. All right, Culver's, their shit's like well done. And I'm fine with it because it's the quality of meat and the taste and whatnot. So, Hero says, my mom orders it. It's ready on a hot summer day. Mel says, my husband's a chef, so I eat it like he cooks it. I had to ask him how I like my steak just to answer your question. Wow. TM Lynn says, I don't want. Well, most places don't do pink in burger. And you are right, TM Lynn. Let me tell you something. Culver's is a great damn burger. I mean, it ranks up there with like gourmet shit. It's good because I think they use 3 different cuts of meat. It is fantastic. I've never had a bad one. Maiden says they have that Western cheddar burger. Oh my God, I've never had that. I just go for the double. And the Hero's asking to come along with blame tag. One day I'm taking Steve out for sushi. Hey, look. Here's the thing. I'm going to be honest. I've never had sushi. I've never tried it. Why? Because it is not something that appeals to me at all. I will say that if I was in the presence of blame tag, I would try it. But I'm pretty sure I won't like it. And I'm pretty sure you only get 1 bite. And I'm like, fuck this, I'm out. Give me some real Chinese food. Because I'm Southern and I was raised that fish should be fried and not raw or cold. That's just the rules. That's just how it is. What's the new fish? I know a lot of people love my children. My youngest loves sushi. It just doesn't interest me. I don't want it. It's maybe it's a combination of the Simpsons video where they had the fish that kills everybody if you eat it. Maybe it's just the fact that I don't like cold fish. Whatever. It doesn't. I don't want it. I just don't. Hero be like, here, try this. I don't want it. It's not on my radar. I have no desire to taste it. Whatever. Don't mess up my sesame chicken. Don't mess up my cashew chicken. Leave me be in my little Chinese food like utopia. Quit trying to fuck it up. But, I don't mind that people like it. If you like sushi, that's great for you. I just have no desire to try it at all. I'm Southern. Why would I want cold rice? I grew up where you have rice that you cook, and then you have this big, thick, white, floury gravy over it. Why do I want cold rice? It doesn't work that way. Sorry. They've tried that, Mel, with a tempura. I just don't want it. I don't care. I have no desire to try it. If my life depended on it, if he said, Steve, you're going to die unless you eat this sushi roll. I would eat the fucking sushi roll. But if my life's not in danger, I have no interest in it. It just doesn't do anything for me at all. Period. Let's look at this. Let's see here. Baden says I'm missing out. TM Lynn says tempura. I love tempura, by the way. I do. Hybrid says swap a bun for Texas toast, swap mayo for sour cream, and top of barbecue sauce, but you got to make sure there's southern seasoning on the burger. Yeah. Oh, have you guys? All right. Okay. Show of hands. Who in the chat liked old school Long John Silver's? I'm just curious. Because Culver's has this thing right now. I don't remember. Hero, can you look it up? What kind of fish is it? They had this fish dinner. It's expensive. I mean, you never had it, team? Oh man, you missed out. It doesn't taste like Long John Silver. Walleye, correct? Yes, it is delicious. It is awesome, and it is expensive. I think it was like $14.99, but I've had like expensive fish at other restaurants that was more than that, and the damn shit at Culver's was better. Yeah, that's true. Blame Tyke. If you grew up in an area where the ocean was around you, your seafood was better anyway. Mrs. Blame Tag was throwing some knowledge. If you've been going to a Chinese restaurant to eat sushi, that's your first mistake. Try Japanese restaurants for that. Bam. Bam. We do have a restaurant here that is quote unquote / Chinese Japanese. And that's where they're talking about. And my family seems to enjoy the sushi there. Like I said, it's just not something that interests me. I mean, even, I've been to like the various Japanese steakhouses and whatnot that offer sushi. They cook in front of you and do all this wonderful shit. And, the choo-choo with the onion tower and whatnot. Sushi is just not something that interests me. However, if that was the only thing I had to eat to survive, I'd eat it. I mean, it doesn't mean I have to like it. It's just not something that I want to have. It just isn't. Well, I mean, Mel, that's kind of stay away from gas station sushi. It's kind of like staying away from gas station burgers, stay away from gas station French fries, stay away from gas station chicken. Ooh, I take that back. So we have a local gas station in the southeast called Spink's, and they do fried chicken. And I don't do the chicken, but they have these potato wedges that are basically known to most people as JoJo fries that are amazing. And I will literally go there and order the JoJo fries. They are delicious. Absolutely delicious. So, good stuff. Wow, this conversation has taken quite the turn. If it's a food conversation, I'm okay with that. We're good. Hybrid says gas station food will try and kill you. I'm proof of that. Yep. Um. Hero says I bet he would try sushi in Japan. I might would because I really want to go to Japan, but I'm terrified of flying, and I've had to fly a lot, and I don't like it. And but yeah, I would do that. Um. Oh my God, hybrid. He says, was that a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle ringtone? No, it's not. It's some stock Samsung thing. But Hero said the same thing the first time she heard the notification. She's like, is that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? And so every time I get some sort of notification, it's like, Hero's in a half shell. but hey, good catch there. TM1 says, Quick Trip in the upper Midwest has solid fried chicken. Oh, nice. Blame Tag says, when I was between wives, most of the food I ate was from the local gas station. Blame Tag, please tell me you know how to cook. I think that's the most important thing a man can ever do is learn to cook. It's important. Hero says, I don't trust our public sushi because it smells like fish while you're still in dairy. Good point. Mrs. Blame Tank says, I used to work at a gas station that served fried chicken and other foods. Everything about it was lethal. Nice. And Hero confirmed it so is. Maiden says, I used to have Wawa and I just eat about anything. I've heard great things about the Wawa. And you know, it took me until about 3 years ago to understand. You know, I watched Viva La Bam and all the Bam Margera movies or whatnot. And there was a scene in the movie where the quote was, you need to break bottles behind the Wawa. And I never knew what the fuck that meant until like 3 or 4 years ago when I realized that the Wawa was a fucking gas station. So, Mrs. Blame Tag, old dogs can be taught new tricks. I taught him to cook, so he has mad kitchen skills now. That's important. Muy importante. Blame Tag says, I do know how to cook now because Mrs. Blame Tag taught me / made me learn. Well, yeah, that's the way it should be. Yes, Maiden, it was Haggard. Haggard is awesome. I have it on DVD. It's in a box in my closet. Haggard is an amazing movie. Not because it's fantastic. It's just a shit show to watch. And the entire soundtrack is him. So that's good. And Burnwood, Hybrid says, yes, it was Haggard. Maiden says, I do too. Ha. It was great because he's a Leo and Leo likes rhinos and what. I will never get over the fact that Ryan Dunn gets stuck in the eyeball with a fork like in the first 15 minutes of the movie. And then also the reverse microwave where you make everything colder so pizza doesn't burn the top of your mouth. That was some crazy shit. Blame Tag, I don't know if you've ever seen that. You seem like a movie guy. If you're not familiar with all the BAM shit, go seek out Haggard and watch it. And I apologize for how stupid you get afterwards, but it's pretty funny. Oh, the mirror. Oh, the mirror scene. Yes. Ooh. Oh, wow. Kiki. Oh, Kiki. Oh, my God. Kiki with, Rab himself. Kiki at the, at the speakeasy, right? Wow. Yeah, Blame Tag, look that shit up. Blame Tag, are you familiar with any of the Viva La Bam shit? Or Jackass? Jackass is probably the bigger thing you know. No, you don't need to take your knee medicine before you watch it. It's just a prime example of somebody, a Kiki user, yeah, your shit box, yeah. It's just a prime example of when rich people get to make movies when they shouldn't make movies. How about that? Okay, so if you watch Viva La Bam and Jackass, Haggard was a movie that Bam did. It's a one and done. I'm pretty sure you'll watch it one time, and you'll be like, "What the fuck?" and it'll stick in your brain like forever. But it's worth watching one time. like Maiden says, it's ridiculous. It really is. I have it. And, you know, my story into getting into that shit is really weird because one of my favorite bands is the band Him. And, you know, a lot of people got into that band because of Bam. Well, I discovered the band before I knew who Bam Margera was, so I went backwards. I got into the music of this band that he was obsessed with, and he had his logo, the heartogram on all this stuff. But, you know, I love the music, and that's how I found my way into, like, Viva La. At one point in time, I had, like, all the box sets of Viva La Bam. Hero will tell you. We'd sit there and watch that stuff, and it was hilarious. But how I found Bam Margera was through the music, and most people went the opposite way, and so, and he did grow up in Don Vino. This is a horribly retail centric episode. That's why it's therapy. I don't fucking care what it is. People don't like it, fucking downvote it. I don't give a shit. Guess what? I get up and I still go to work, and I still get paid. Thumbs up and thumbs down don't mean shit for me. By the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, hit the like button. That'd be cool. Right? So, all right. So we're sitting at an hour. I think it's time to wrap this up. And I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Blame tag. Stay in touch. I sent you my phone number. You sent me yours. I understand why you're doing what you're doing. I did see your last post about self-control. We'll see how long it lasts. Oh, we're going to do this right now. How many days do you think Blame Tag can stay off of Twitter without posting? Leave your comment in the chat. I'll give it just a minute. I want to see what everybody's got. How many days can Blame Tag go? Oh, TM Lynn says 0. Damn. Damn, Mrs. Blame Tag said 0. 2. Mrs. Blame Tag, I'm going to be your champion here. I'm giving you 5 days. Don't prove me wrong, fucker. Okay? 5 days before you post back on Twitter. Here it says he's already cheated. Ms. Blame Tag says he's already cheated. Post. He's on there right now. Okay. And like Hero said, don't forget to send your milk and price pictures. So send those directly to me, the DM on Twitter. Blame Tag, I have faith in you. Obviously, nobody in the chat does. I have faith in you. 5 days. Do it. Break the cycle. Prove them wrong. Solidarity, brother. Solidarity. 5 days. But anyway, having said that, everybody have a great evening. This has been cool. I mean, it wasn't a bunch of retail specific. We got into some crazy shit. But that's the best part about this. That's the best part about Monday nights. It can go wherever, and I don't fucking care. So, everybody have a great night. Stay safe, and we will